Today on my New York State adventure, I stopped in Alexandria Bay, a charming riverside town that feels like a step back in time. And it's the gateway to one of the most fascinating landmarks in the Thousand Islands. In the late 19th and early 20th century, the Thousand Islands became a popular summer escape for wealthy families who built elaborate homes and private retreats throughout the region.
Wow, this is amazing.
And one of the most extraordinary of them all is Boldt Castle, a grand love story built in stone, sitting on its own island.
Kerry, I certainly didn't think on my New York travels I would be seeing a castle in 1,000 islands.
Yes, well, welcome to Boldt Castle. George Boldt built Boldt Castle for his wife. He started in 1900, and it was a testament to his love for her.
Oh, how beautiful. I would love someone to build me a castle. He must have really loved her.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about why he chose to build this in 1,000 islands.
It was not uncommon for folks from New York City to come up and get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Yeah. So they would vacation up here in upstate New York.
And where did he get the inspiration from?
He was a Prussian immigrant, so a lot of that background and the European style he brought along with him.
So grand.
It is.
Shall we go inside?
Let's go.
Wow, Kerry, this is amazing. So beautiful.
Yes, and the love story tragically ended in 1904 when she passed away. All construction halted.
So George didn't finish the castle?
He did not.
Oh, that is so sad. And is that Louise up there?
That is Louise.
Oh, these stories just breaks my heart. I mean, you just see so much work has been put into this. What's upstairs?
The bedrooms, would you like to see?
Sure.
With over 120 rooms, many beautifully restored, Boldt Castle reveals the scale and ambition behind this grand vision, a rare chance to step through a carefully preserved piece of history. And I have to say, I'm especially excited to check out the kitchen.
This is, I'd have to say, my favourite room of all of them. It is stunning. It's actually quite sad to think that this kitchen has never ever been used.
Yes, it was recently just finished in 2016.
And imagine all the lavish dinners they would have had here. I can imagine them with champagne in their hands, some lobster, local fish.
Yes.
It would have been amazing.
This year is actually a cookbook by Oscar Churkey, who was the chef at the Waldorf Astoria and would come up and cook for them.
And the connection to the Waldorf Astoria is?
So George Boldt was the proprietor at the Waldorf Astoria, and Oscar Churkey is famed for the Thousand Islands dressing.
That famous sauce from the region.
Yes.
The old books are just priceless. Crayfish sauce, cream sauce with vinegar, red currant sauce, deviled sauce, diplomatic sauce. Very rich.
Yes.
The kind of food I like.
Yes.
Well, that certainly was my dream kitchen. I would love to cook in there, but this spot is not too bad either. I've taken some inspiration from a cookbook that I saw in that kitchen, a crab soup, and it's a little bit chilly here today, so it is the perfect recipe. It's also quite decadent, which is the way they would have eaten back then. So what I've got here is some butter, and I've just melted it. And you can see how those milk solids have gone golden brown. This is called beurre noisette, and I'm going to drizzle this over my soup right at the end. So I want to also give it a bit of a modern twist by adding some chilli to it. So a little sprinkle of chilli. And I don't want this to be too hot because it'll burn the chilli and we'll lose that lovely red colour. So that can go off the heat. It smells fantastic. Pot can go on the stove. We'll just warm that up. We'll add a generous knob of butter to this. While that's melting, we can add some leek. This is going to give this soup some sweetness, always a fantastic base for any type of soup. And I've just finely chopped that. 1 large clove of garlic. And I don't want to get too much colour on these leeks. This is quite a pale soup. It is a corn chowder after all. So I'll just allow them to sweat off for about 4 to 5 minutes until they've softened. Right, these have softened down nicely, so we need to thicken this soup. So in with some flour, about a tablespoon, just give that a good stir and cook off that flour for a moment. So this is almost like making a bechamel base. I'm going to add some white wine. This is totally optional, not traditional by any means, but I just love the richness that it gives. The smallest amount. It also goes really nicely with the corn and the crab. That's looking good. It's starting to thicken up. I'll add my stock. Now, I'm not using a fish stock for this. I like a light chicken stock. I don't want a fish stock because it'll overpower this. So just a very light chicken stock will do. And time for the potatoes. And I've just cut the potatoes into tiny little cubes. The smaller they are, the faster they're going to cook. That's also going to help thicken our soup. And some corn. I'm using some fresh corn, one corn off the cob, but you could also use some frozen corn for this. All right, I haven't seasoned this, so a good pinch of salt. I'm really happy with that. See how it looks kind of liquidy at this stage? It will thicken up as it cooks. So the lid goes on, and this is going to cook for about 20 minutes until those potatoes are soft. In the last 5 minutes, I'm going to add some thickened cream. This smells fantastic. It's thickened up nicely, but still a soupy consistency. And the potatoes, they're cooked just right. Okay, now time for the luxurious addition to this, which is some crab meat. You can find crab meat everywhere here in the supermarkets, and you can see how it's quite chunky. They call it the lump crab fish, which just means it's the meat from the body of the crab. It is so sweet. I can't stop nibbling at it, but I'm going to add it to the soup because it is such a great addition. Even any of the juices can go in, and I'll just leave a small handful for decoration right at the end. Now that crab meat is cooked, so we're just warming it through. Don't overcook it, and this is the right time to turn the heat off. I want some freshness in here, so a good handful of parsley. Again, just reserving a small amount to go with the crab on the top, and some chives. Now, traditionally, an American-style chowder like this would start with some lard or a bit of bacon, but I really didn't want the smokiness of the bacon to overpower the sweetness of the corn and the sweetness of the crab. So I've just changed that up slightly. I want to taste it just to make sure it's seasoned perfectly. So good. Last thing I want to add, it doesn't need any salt, just a little squeeze of lemon juice, and we're ready to plate up. Grab a ladle, a big hearty ladle full of this. It's a generous portion. And I'm going to finish it off with this little crab mixture with some extra herbs. Pop that on the top. It probably will sink a little, that's okay. And don't forget about that beurre noisette, the chili beurre noisette. And you can see how all of that chili has stained that butter, and it's a really lovely orangey colour. And the last addition, instead of some crusty bread, here they love to serve their chowder with some crackers. So I grabbed myself some crackers on the side. It's a great addition. That is a beautiful, heartwarming soup. Traditionally, this is a humble soup, but I like how I've made this quite regal. It's only appropriate here at Boldt Castle. Now, where am I going to eat this?